What's up my fellow wannabe bosses, it's Ari. And today's video is all about advice that I would give to beauty brands. So I have 21 brands listed on my phone, and I have pieces of advice that I would give to them, little pearls of wisdom, to maybe help them progress in the current beauty climate. And that's literally what it is. So I don't think I need to talk anymore about it. Let's just get on to my advice for beauty brands, and let's start with the first brand, which is Tarte. My advice to Tarte is to stop trying to be hip and down with the kids. It feels like Tarte has an audience already, so I feel like them kind of chasing an audience, a whole other audience that doesn't really want them, there's no point to it. They have people that they can tailor their products for. There are people who like their products. It feels like often they're trying to chase trends and appeal to younger crowds that really just don't care. They've tried it once, they've tried it twice, they've tried it 100 times, and it just isn't really working. So I feel like if Tarte was more appreciative of the audiences they already have and really building that connection up with them more, it would be beneficial. I kind of think that Tarte should kind of do things a bit like Bare Minerals, because they just kind of plod along and mind their own business and they do well on their own. Sure, they aren't really talked about that much by like beauty YouTube, but they're successful in their own right. And I think Tarte could use a little bit of that. The second brand I want to talk about is Fenty Beauty. Fenty. The pioneers of diversity in the beauty community. However, I feel like they could go darker still. Looking at their bronzers and looking at the glosses, they could have darker shades of those still. They're at a really good position of being at the forefront of pushing more inclusivity in the beauty community, yet I still feel like they could take it even further. If anyone can do it, it's Fenty. So I feel like they could go even further than they're doing right now. The third brand I want to talk about is Revolution. Now, you know I love Revolution on my channel. I use a lot of their products, but there's one big thought I have about them, and especially when you look on the website, is that they have a lot of products and a lot of deadwood products. You can tell some of the older Revolution products aren't particularly that good, and you can see because a lot of it's on sale. There are like lipsticks on there for like £1, and you want to know why? Because they've moved on to newer things, but they haven't cleared out the old stock. I feel like they just need to take some time and just get rid of the deadwood and focus on the good stuff they have. Sometimes more isn't more. Sometimes it's just clutter. I feel like Revolution could really benefit with consolidating their product line and just really streamlining things, focusing on what they're good at, and figuring out what they don't have to do. I feel like that could really be a benefit to them. So the fourth brand I want to talk about is Too Faced. My advice for Too Faced is to find a middle ground. Sometimes it feels like Too Faced is either trying to be childish and cutesy, or they're trying to be like really graphic and sexual. I feel like they need to find a middle ground, because right now going to each extreme is just alienating the other. I feel like Too Faced would really benefit from not relying on shock value. Like, we know they can do good products. We know they can do good palettes. The chocolate gold palette was really good. They have some really nice lipsticks. They have the nice blushes. They can do that without all the shock value. Just cut the bullshit. Give us good products. Also, probably a good idea to take away Jared's Instagram access for a while. Might be good. Just saying. Brand number 5 is Makeup Geek. I have two propositions for Makeup Geek. Either change your direction or change your audience. Because right now, the things that Makeup Geek are coming out with, the YouTube beauty community sphere isn't really interested in. They just aren't interested in what Makeup Geek's coming out with. I personally think that the packaging is really dated, and I don't think the products are particularly interesting either. However, I feel like the general public might think differently. I feel like it was a really good move to put Makeup Geek in Target stores. Maybe build on that a little bit, because I feel like the days of Makeup Geek being the king of the YouTube beauty sphere, I'm pretty sure those days are over. So maybe it might be good to try a new direction and go into a new audience and really just broaden the horizons of the brand in a different way. Because having success in the beauty community isn't the only way of having success in makeup. It really isn't. There are lots of ways to be successful as a makeup brand that don't even involve YouTube or Instagram or bloggers. Like, there are whole other ways to be successful. So maybe it would be beneficial for Marlena to try that instead. Brand number 6 is Wet n Wild. First of all, fix your damn shade ranges. Just fix the shade ranges and the foundations and concealers and whatever. Just get it fixed, because in this day and age, there's no excuse. The other piece of advice I would give to Wet n Wild is expand their international presence. Have more cohesive release schedules across different countries. Be more of a presence worldwide, because they've been doing really well domestically and they've only just started to come into UK stores. So build on this. Release more products in the UK, because we only have certain products from Wet n Wild. We don't have a lot of the other stuff. We didn't get the Gothographic collection, we didn't get the Zodiac collection. There was stuff we didn't get and we kinda ought to have gotten. Brand number 7 is Obsession. First of all, decide on the damn name. Are you Obsession? Are you Makeup Obsession? Are you Obsession London? Are you Makeup Obsession London? Are you Makeup Obsession Revolution Beauty London? I don't know. Make a decision and make it clear. Also, I think that Obsession would really benefit from relaunching the single eyeshadows that they did, but not in the plastic compacts like they used to have. They should release single eyeshadows like the ones in their newer palettes in cardboard packaging, and to really fill a gap in the market that I'm seeing. There isn't really a big UK-based single eyeshadow brand in the style of Colourpop or Makeup Geek. Obsession could fill that gap. So I really feel like even if it's releasing existing shades from the palettes they already have as singles, they could really benefit from being the next Colourpop or Makeup Geek or whatever in terms of releasing single eyeshadows and having an option for build your own palettes. I really don't know how they haven't thought of that. Speaking of Colourpop, the next brand is Colourpop that we're going to be talking about. So I feel like Colourpop's in a really good place with their products. It's their presence that's the issue for me. My advice would be to focus on increasing domestic presence and also international presence. That means getting a dedicated European site, moving into stores maybe in different countries. It would also be beneficial for them to stop throwing out random shit for the sake of it. Brand number 9 is Benefit. My advice for Benefit is stop trying to reinvent the wheel with ridiculous gimmicks and shoehorning innovation in products that really just, 1, don't need it, and 2, aren't it anyway. A brand with the presence of Benefit should be doing better than that. They should be doing better than shoehorning cheap gimmicks into everything and just... I expect better. They can do good products, it's just they always have them with a large side of cheese. No one is asking for the cheese. Just give us the main portion of the meal. That's all we ask. And then brand number 10 is Anastasia Beverly Hills, which I think is probably the current king of the beauty community in terms of makeup brands. My advice is that the makeup game is yours to lose at this point, so build on your strengths. Make single highlighters to capitalize on how well the Amrezy highlighter did. Keep making these interesting palettes like Modern Renaissance. Even though Subculture didn't do so well, I feel like it's gained a cult following. So don't be afraid to dip back into some more unusual colour combinations. Just keep being on top, because you never know when the next brand's gonna come around the corner. Anastasia really needs to make sure that they have it together, they are ready for anything, because as I said, the beauty game is theirs to lose. Brand number 11 is Lunar Beauty. My advice for Lunar Beauty is keep building the brand, be more consistent, and also I feel like it might actually be a really good idea to keep the founder in the background, if you know what I mean. It's actually really good that Lunar Beauty wasn't named like Manny MUA Cosmetics or whatever, because for like a moment you forget who's the founder. Laura Lee Los Angeles does not have that privilege, because when you hear Laura Lee Los Angeles you think Laura Lee. So they had a good start with not calling it Manny MUA Cosmetics or whatever. But the thing is, right now this brand has no personality other than Manny MUA, which isn't the best look considering all of what happened with Dramageddon. Manny isn't really the most popular person at the moment. If they could find a way to have Lunar Beauty stand as a brand on its own and really put out interesting products, that's the only way they could stand a chance. Because Laura Lee Los Angeles is like doomed at this point. I predict summer 2020 and then they'll be bust. But Lunar Beauty has more of a chance, so take the opportunity. Number 12 is Lime Crime. My only advice for Lime Crime is find some way to cut Dodia out completely. If you can, that'll help. Trust me, it's for the best. Brand 13, Melt Cosmetics. My advice for Melt Cosmetics is keep doing what you're doing with products, because you're releasing really cool products. But I feel like they could be more reliable. Stop with these super limited edition releases. It's good that they're having products that are truly limited edition, but the way that they're putting them out and being like, oh no, we're not going to restock them, it's almost more rude than anything else. It's just quite annoying. It's more infuriating than exciting. Also, fix the quality control with the Smoke Sessions palette and then just keep making good products. That's my advice for Melt, because I think they're a really good brand. I mean, I'm wearing a Melt lipstick today because I think this is absolutely bomb. So keep it up, but keep it good. Number 14 is the balm. My advice for the balm is do more. Bring your personality to the forefront, because what I think of when I think of the balm is I think of relatively safe products, but really good packaging and really cool names. The balm as a brand has so much personality, and I feel like they need to bring that forward. It's one thing to have interesting products or good products, but it's another thing to be likable. Not all brands that have good products are necessarily likable, but the balm I find is likable. Take advantage. Be hammy if you want to. If you want to be as like cheesy as possible with like product names or whatever, go for it at this point, because I feel like I really like the balm's personality, but I feel like they could just do more with it, you know? Go further, be more fun. Not be like shock tactics or anything, because that's just annoying, but be its quirky self that we're all enjoying. Number 15 is Juvia's Place. Bring back single eyeshadows, Juvia's Place. And we don't mean like shimmery neutrals, we mean the colours from your existing palettes. People know Juvia's Place for colourful eyeshadow. Why are the singles all neutrals? It's not hard, Juvia's Place. Just make colourful singles, because that's what people love Juvia's Place for. I've never looked at a neutral Juvia's Place palette and been like, oh, I love those colours, because I've always been looking at the colourful palettes and being like, those are gorgeous. And I want to feel the same way about the singles. Number 16 is BH Cosmetics. Now, I like BH Cosmetics, but I feel like they aren't taking enough advantage of their reputation at the moment. BH is a brand with good quality, affordable products, and I think that they need to broaden their horizons. Maybe take more opportunities to sell in stores. Maybe try out more different collaborations. I feel like they've got something good going on, but they need to find a way to distribute better. It's kind of the same thing with Colourpop. The product-wise, they have it together, but it's their outreach that they could do more with. They've got potential, because I think they're a really good brand. I love their eyeshadows, and I do love their brushes, so always just keep on keeping on. Brand number 17 is Kat Von D. My advice for Kat Von D is to focus on the packaging. Make the packaging as sturdy and as secure as possible so it doesn't get wrecked at TJ Maxx. Brand 18 is Urban Decay. My advice for Urban Decay is stop making naked products. Just stop altogether. The naked train has left the station. It's over. You don't need to keep pushing it. Fair enough, keep the existing products around. That's completely fine, but stop making new ones, because it just feels like you are flogging a horse that died 5 years ago, and it's not cute. Urban Decay really needs to try a new direction. There is a lot of demand for edgier makeup right now. You see it from a lot of indie brands that are bringing out more edgy makeup. Like, people are asking for that stuff. And when you hear the name Urban Decay, you think of edgy. So give us it. If anyone is supposed to do it, it's Urban Decay. Like, even if they just bring back the electric palette, because I never got a chance to get that and I really wanted that palette, but find a way to find that uniqueness that used to make Urban Decay special. And with that, I think they need to drop some of the things that have been holding them back recently, like the Naked series. Number 19 is Violet Voss. First of all, change the damn packaging. I think it's ugly. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's ugly. Y'all use Arial for the shade names. How is that acceptable? I feel like Violet Voss needs to change the packaging, change the logo, but I think they have their formula together. They have a great formula, and I feel like they could try out different arrangements, different colour styles, expanding the core line and expanding their audience. But I feel like my main thing is change the packaging, because I don't really like the packaging that much. Number 20 is Jeffree Star Cosmetics. My advice for Jeffree Star Cosmetics is stop trying to be luxury. Every time Jeffree Star Cosmetics tries to look luxury, they end up looking tacky. The new concealer line they've released looks like a pound shop fairy wand filled with concealer, and it's not cute. Also, maybe it would be beneficial to move the founder to a private island with no Wi-Fi so it could learn to stop being so obnoxiously problematic. That would be cute. That would be a real mood. And then my last brand, which is brand 21, is MAC. My advice for MAC is to stop chasing trends. Stop trying to be something you're not. Just kinda exist. I feel like MAC is such an iconic brand and such an important brand. They do a lot of good things. They have great foundation ranges. They have great lip formulas. They just are iconic on their own. They don't need to try and keep up with trends or gimmicks, because they're MAC. This is an important, iconic brand with a global presence. So just keep building on that. That's all they really need to do in my eyes. So those were the 21 brands I wanted to give a little bit of advice to. So I hope that that was interesting, or at least funny. And if you have any advice you want to leave to any beauty brands, whether they were in this video or not, leave it in the comments below because I'd love to hear what you have to say too. And then we could share our own piles of wisdom to the world of what some of these brands could be doing differently. But thanks for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to see more of me, subscribe to my channel below. As always, I am Network on Twitter and Net on Instagram, so check me out if you want to see more of me. And finally, thank you for spending time with me today. Love you for watching. Bye!